We conclude another incredible week, Baruch Hashem, of learning Musar Yomi with this fabulous Hachzek program. Incredible how we're beginning the third shar, B'siyata Deshmaya, which Rabeinu Yona coins, B'beir Chaymer HaMitzvahs, clarifying the severity of the mitzvahs, Azharos, the warnings, the Chilukei Anashim, and the different categories of punishment. And we pick it up from page 216 in the Art School edition. Incredible how we're 65 days in, well, really not 65 days in, 65 shiurim in, and we're about almost halfway through. The Sefer, absolutely incredible what a few minutes every day of Musar could do to a person. Says Rabeinu Yona, and he begins by explaining why we have to understand the severity of the mitzvahs. Meaning, we're in the middle of becoming Baalei Tshuva. We're in the middle of understanding the path of Tshuva. So why all of a sudden do we need to know about how difficult, the severity, the different einshim, etc.? Says Rabeinu Yona, because the Baal Tshuva is commanded to search out his ways, and to make an accounting by the numbers of Averas that he has committed, and after he completes a thorough search, and he knows the Averas that he did, and he knows the mitzvahs that he didn't do, next is, he should know how severe those Averas that he did were. As the Pasuk in Eicha famously says, Nachmasa derachenu v'nachkaira. Search, Nachmasa, v'nachkaira, and examine derachenu, your ways. So in order to do a Nachmasa and to do a Nachkaira, you got to know what's the Einshim, you got to know how severe certain things are. So continues Rabeinu Yona Lahaida, and now why do we write this shar? Is to make the person aware of Kol chatas asher chata kamehegdil la'ashma ba. Each aveira, how severe it is, the extent of how terrible it is. Kish ashma ad l'shamayim gedel. Some aveiras go ad l'shamayim. V'yishra chayla keneged kavachatayim gedelim shekula. And there could be one terrible aveira that's equal to many aveiros. V'atshuva gedela, and to get the full tshuva, we have to introspect, we have to delve deeply into how severe each and every sin is. Says Rabeinu Yona, why is this so critical? Because only once one knows how terrible, how severe the Avira is, Nafsha Yara Loi, then his nefesh will be broken. Or he'll become humble, and that will bring him to have a kapara. Perhaps their hearts will be humbled, and then they'll gain appeasement, and they'll gain the kapara for their averos. Continues Rabeinu Yona for another reason why this shar is so important. Studying, realizing the severity of an Aveira has another benefit. What's the benefit? It will cause his face to be covered with klima, with embarrassment, when he asks Hashem for forgiveness. Kinyan Shenamar, as Ezra has taught us, Hashem, I'm ashamed and humiliated. To lift my face to you, Hashem. When we realize how severe the Aveira is, we're embarrassed. We can't even mention to Hashem that which we did. And now when his nefesh is enwrapped in busha, once he realizes that he's going to get a kapara for everything he did. Meaning one is embarrassed that he did something so terrible, and yet Hashem is going to wipe it clean. As the Pasuk in Hachzek says, that you remember and be ashamed when I forgive you for everything that has been done. And a sidebar benefit, to realize Hashem's incredible chesed when He gives us a kapara, and concludes today, Rabeinu Yona gives us a beautiful mashal. V'hamashal bazeh. You know what this analogy is to? Ki imchata ha'eved la'atayna v'bali kanei lefanav. We have an eved that he sins. He doesn't listen to his master, and then he comes to the master and he humbles himself in front of the master. The master is not really interested in the eved unless he understands how terrible of a crime he did. If the eved just comes with a cursory apology, maybe we could say, play it out with children and spouses. If someone just gives a cursory apology, we don't feel they actually understand what they did wrong. They don't feel that we understand what we did wrong. And therefore there's not a real kapara. If he takes the sin in his heart lightly, the opposite. The master becomes infuriated. What are you doing? You don't even realize what you did. And you're pretending to apologize. Therefore, that's the reason we're obligated to realize the severity of a sin. As Shmuel has taught us, I've been foolish and I've done many averas. It concludes Rabeinu Yona al Kain. Therefore, I have to teach the Jewish people as a warning, as a guide, how terrible each and every avera is. Al Kain, al kol divrei hakdama hazais. That's why we explain this hakdama, and that's why we're going to learn this shah, realizing the severity of our averas b'siyata dishmaya.